for that problem?
Other than the word of God, ma'am, no. I haven't been able to receive any class because during that time I was in protective custody, which they did not allow me to go to classes. If I were allowed to go in. Hold on. Listen to what was said. Let's go back. And yes, I would. Not to make any justifications, but yes, I would.
What were you under the influence of?
Cocaine.
Okay.
Codeine.
Have you obtained any treatment, programming, or counseling for that problem?
Other than the word of God, ma'am, no. I haven't been able to receive any class because during that time I was in protective custody, which... Okay, let me rewind that again so you can hear it. Let me not deal with the drugs. Let's deal with protective custody.
The influence of?
Cocaine.
Okay.
Codeine.
Have you obtained any treatment, programming, or counseling for that problem?
Other than the word of God, ma'am, no. I haven't been able to receive any class because during that time I was in protective custody. During that time, that's what they never convey things right. They just say, "Ooh, protective custody," but they didn't say during that time. During that time. During that time, I was in protective custody. When I first came to CCDC, they put me in the soft tower. Everybody told me that, hey man, you got a good chance of getting out, man. You're in the soft tower, so things couldn't be that bad. Next thing you know, other charges come, they put me in protective custody. Why did they put me in protective custody? Because when you have, you have sexual seduction, and then the girl never even said anything pertaining to assault. But I had to learn how they moved. They brung certain charges, not only because they knew the price of the bail, and they brung multiple upon multiple because they trying to keep me in. Thank you for all the great commentary. Baby, appreciate that profile picture and the $10, baby. Blessings to you. Thank you for that dollar. But when they did this particular thing, they had me in protective custody because of the new charges. And the new charges was, they came in with the seduction, the sexual assault. They came in with multiple panderings, multiple living of the earnings of prostitution, child endangerment, transportation of prostitution. Then other cases came. You know what I mean? So by that time, my bail had went from a little bit over 100-something thousand, where it was looking good for me getting out, and now we're talking about, a bail that's, damn near now, a $500,000. They sit up there and raised it up to that for a while. But then cases began to drop. So of course bail, was looking good for me. But for a temporary time, yeah, I was damn near almost up to the half of $500,000. Freeze called up one time, talking about some, yeah, I would like to know the bill of Philip Brandon Gilmore. Man, that woman sat up there. Hold on. I even let bro tell you. Hold on. Let me see if he up. Hold on. Hey, matter of fact, hold on. I'm going to call you on my other phone so these people can hear you better. Hold on. Call this old ass nigga. So it don't be just seeing talking. Hold on. There we go.
Hello?
Yeah. I want to ask you a question. You remember the time when you called in to the county concerning my bail?
Yeah.
And what did the lady tell you?
Well, she named off each each charge and each count, because each charge had a different bail amount to it. And she named them off. She like, this charge, got this bail amount, so on and so forth, right? So she named off like a total of 11 charges and 11 different bail amounts. So, I wasn't keeping track while she was reading them off. So I asked her, I was like, so what's the total for all of those bails combined? She just told me straight up, she was a young black chick. She was like, I ain't got time to add up all that. That's too much. She's like, yeah, I ain't gonna add all that up.
And the sad thing is, it got worse after that. I ended up getting, some more cases, some more charges. It was really looking bad for your boy. A lot of people written me off. A lot of people wasn't thinking that Sin was gonna get out of that. But really, yeah, I was just calling you, bro, to give confirmation of that because we live right now. But I'll get at you later.
All right, for sure.
All right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. At that time, they put me in, hold on, there we go. They put me in PC. And like I told you, King Yeller even, and shout out to King Yeller. King Yeller even started breaking things down because he been in PC too in Vegas and he already know how they do. What they do is this. If you have a high profile case, if you're a celebrity or you have a high profile case or you have any case that has a minor in it, they put your ass in PC. There's no negotiation. The only way that you're going to get out of PC is that you have to sign a waiver, waiving your rights, letting it be known if you get stabbed up, if you get killed, your family cannot sue, the jail for any amount of money because you waived your rights. You know what I mean? So, yes, Sin was in protective custody until I waived my rights. I waived my rights. I returned back to general population, and that shit, it got worse. They didn't send me back to the South Tower. They sent me to the North Tower. And if you know anything about the North Tower and CCDC, you know that it's very depressing. They call it the North Tower, but they should just call it the Depression Tower. Because in the North Tower, all you see is individuals coming back from losing trial. All you see is niggas getting 60 years and over 100 years. All you see is grown men crying. All you see is niggas that, was acting cool and going to Bible class and quoting scriptures, and now they didn't return back, and now they come back, you understand me, with a guilty verdict. Yes, I was in that tower. So it was looking very depressing. Now, as I paint this picture, you can see why I took my deal. You can see why Sin didn't take it to trial. I was like, man, I already got 13 months in. I got time coming in from the front and the back. It's a category D felony. I'm not about to play with my life. These people coming back with sick, and then even the people that's coming back on appeals, a lot of them is coming back 8 and 10 years later. You see your boy Ocean, yeah, he's back, but look how long it took for him to get back. See what I'm saying? So I didn't want to play them type of games, man. I went ahead and, go ahead and swing that. Make sure I don't have to register as no sex offender because I ain't doing that. No lifelong supervision, no registration, no none of that. I'm just doing the prison time and we done with each other. And that's what we agreed upon, and that's what it was. But yes, as far as the PC, Sin was out of PC. And then what to confirm that, Gilbert and matter of fact, if you go to the Sinful to P and the Family channel, you will see somebody. That's the Crip homie. You know what I mean? He was in the county with me. He will tell you that Sin did his time in general population. He will also tell you that Sin hit the prison yard, general population. When you see Gilbert up in here, Gilbert was another person. That was my celly, general population. When you hear Daniel, which is Scooter B, Sometimes you guys heard Scooter call in when I was on Instagram Live. Sometimes when I'm on YouTube, when Scooter B call in, that was general population, high desert, southern desert. So anybody that wanted to stab me up, anybody that wanted to kill me, anybody that wanted to fight me, they had the opportunity and liberty to do just that. Once again, they had all opportunity. They had all liberty, but it was not that. And it wasn't because I was a tough guy. It was because the mercies of God. And not just that, you know what I mean? My prison time, man, was smooth. Very smooth. I was a young nigga, man, being called an OG by niggas that was older than me. You know, I had a few little run-ins, a few little situations, but for the most part, man, my situation was smooth. It wasn't like everybody else's prison experiences. Come on. So yes, again, when they try to, yeah, he was in PC, they put me in PC. But would you tell the part about me waiving my rights getting out of PC, back in general population in the county? And then when I go to prison, I'm in general population. So all of this trying to create a little J type of narrative, they don't even play with my name like that. I wasn't ducking nobody. I wasn't hiding from no smoke. I've never been a bitch my whole life. I got my cousin in here. People that know me, Rob been knowing me my whole life. I've never been a hoe ass nigga in my life. Have I been stabbed before? Shot at, jumped on? Yeah, but you know, I done took some L's. But can't nan nigga say that I punked that nigga. Not nan nigga. So please, with these fake ass false narratives of, oh my God, what am I gonna do when they read my charges? The Vegas niggas is gonna hurt me. If I come to the GP, you know what I mean? Maybe the LA niggas might get me. Oh man, it's gonna be fucked up for me. Like these movies that you niggas be trying to sell, man. You know what I mean? Just what you gotta think about who you trying to sell it on. You don't never hear no niggas say that, yeah, I seen Sin, man. I smacked the shit out of him, man. I told him to get the fuck on. Yeah. yeah. And you just never hear no shit like that. When you hear these guys getting tough, that's some internet shit. All the niggas that you could think of, even in the game, you know what I mean? That was child's play. Because if I ever thought that any of these niggas was ever trying to get on that shit with me, man, I wouldn't even talk like that on the internet, man. You let your imagination be free. You know? But yeah, man, that's on the PC, you know what I mean, situation. Sin went back to general population in the North Tower, in CCDC. If I wasn't in the North Tower, there was times where I was in the hole because I like doing my time in the hole because you get to talk to the bitches in the vent.